all the choices you make when starting a business, by far the most important is what type of legal structure you'll choose for your company. This decision will impact your business forever, including how much personal liability you could face, what you pay in taxes, and your ability to raise money. It's not a decision to be taken lightly, and you should definitely work with a business attorney to consider all of your options. But this video will discuss the most common forms of business entities and some pros and cons for each. So let's get started.
Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
I'm attorney Alexis Johnson of the AFJ Law Group PLLC, and today we're talking about different types of business entities. When you're just starting out, it can be really difficult to figure out what structure makes the most sense for you. And this is because you have to do a little bit of forward thinking. So you want to first consider whether you're a service-based or a goods-based business. Also, are you planning to be a solo practitioner where you're just working alone, or are you planning to have partners in the future? Considering these factors will form a baseline understanding of what may make the most sense when you start looking into the other primary factors for business entities. And typically, the type of business entity you choose will depend on three primary factors: liability, taxation, and record keeping. So let's talk about some common forms of business entities and some pros and cons for each and why they may be right for your business.
Let's talk about the most common business entities, and there are typically four that you will see when considering what's right for your business. The first is a sole proprietor, which is someone who owns an unincorporated business by themselves. Next is a limited liability corporation, or an LLC, which is a business structure where the owners are not personally liable for the company's debts or liabilities. An SCorp, known as an S corporation, is a tax election that lets the IRS know your business needs to be taxed as a partnership and prevents your business from incurring corporate-level double taxation. However, in order to become an S-Corp, your business must first register as a C corporation or LLC. A C Corp or C corporation is a legal structure for a corporation in which the owners or shareholders are taxed separately from the entity. Many choose a sole proprietorship, which is a form of business that essentially fuses the company and person into one entity under tax laws, which means you'll typically pay less taxes than if you formed a corporation. If you're planning to be the sole owner and want to maintain complete control over all business decisions, this entity structure may be right for you and is usually preferred because it is a simpler and inexpensive process, requiring no legal filings to start the business. There are some drawbacks to sole proprietorships, including an unlimited liability for debts, as there's no legal distinction between private and business assets, which means you're personally liable, and your capacity to raise capital can be limited. A limited liability corporation, better known as an LLC, is a business structure that combines pass-through taxation with the limited liability of a corporation. It's important to note that an LLC is not a corporation. It is a legal form of a company that provides protection and limited liability to its owners. The benefits in forming an LLC include flexibility in how you are taxed, less paperwork and lower filing costs than an S or C Corp, and you can form an LLC with as little as one person and have unlimited members, and the owners and members' personal assets are protected in case of a business loss. The cons to forming an LLC can be that renewal fees can be more expensive, and it can be difficult to obtain outside investment in your business. If you want to run a small business that has only a few business partners or investors, then the S-Corp might be the right choice. An S-Corp, known as an S corporation, is a tax election that lets the IRS know your business needs to be taxed as a partnership and prevents your business from incurring corporate-level double taxation. It's important to note that when you form a corporation, it automatically is a C Corp. So in order to become an S Corp, you have to file a separate form with the IRS. A C Corp is ideal for those who have big ambitions and want the company to grow to become publicly traded with thousands or millions of shareholders all over the world. An S Corp tends to offer the best flexibility in how you run your business without some of the formalities and filing requirements of a C Corp. Shareholders of an S Corp can freely transfer their ownership interest in the company without obtaining approval from other shareholders in a way that is more flexible than selling an owner's interest in an LLC. However, there are still limitations to an S corporation that might make it not the right fit for your business. For example, an S Corp can have no more than 100 shareholders and must be a domestic business entity, which means that all shareholders must be U.S. citizens or U.S. legal residents. A C Corp is a great choice for businesses that want to get venture capital funding and grow and go public. Ownership can be easily transferred by buying and selling stocks, and a C Corp can offer multiple classes of stock. However, there are certain legal requirements to comply with, and they can be complex. For example, you need to have a formal board of directors, an annual shareholders meeting, and deal with other ongoing filings and compliance requirements.
Choosing the right entity structure for your business is key because it will essentially serve as a blueprint for how your business is run. You want to make sure that you choose a structure that can assist you in the beginning stages, but also is large enough to encompass your growing needs as you succeed. It's important to work with a business attorney to consider all of your options, and the AFJ Law Group is committed to helping small business owners start, grow, and protect their small business. If you have questions, please reach out. My team is ready to help. We can be reached at afjlawgroup.com, or you can call or text us at 248-266-2135. Please also like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can continue to receive informative legal videos like this one. Thank you for checking out today's video.